This video right here is going to be a treasure chest for you. Every single one of these 10 designer fragrances is worth every penny that you can spend on it. Some of them you can get for a really good deal, but every single one is worth your money. All right. I fibbed a little bit. I'm actually gonna give you two from every designer that I picked. My first one that I chose in this list is gonna be an Yves Saint Laurent fragrance. It's the original from 2006, and it is YSL Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme. Now, you could go, of course, with the La Nuit de l'Homme for the evenings. It's a wonderful fragrance. However, I think that the original one is a better all-around scent that you could wear all day. It's a fabulous fragrance from 2006, and you can get this one nowadays online for a 50 milliliter for about $69, $70, around $85 for 100 ml. It's well worth the price, worth every single penny. Another one from YSL that I think you should really get your nose on, and it's worth every penny, is from the 2018 Y. I love the EDP. It's going to be a little bit more of a woody or a deeper scent, and it's really beautiful. A little bit of a fruity touch to it. It's very popular right now. And those are two scents from YSL that I really enjoyed, and I don't mind spending the money on either one of those. My next one's going to be from Rochas, and it is Mustache by Rochas. It's this one right here. It's featured in many different sort of fragrance lists because it is really beautiful. It has a little bit of a Bulgarian rose in it. I believe this one is from 2018. It's got some vanilla. There's a little bit of amber right at the top when you first spray it. As it dries down, it gets a little bit warmer. It's a bit of a barbershop fragrance, but it's nice, sort of balsamic and very woody. It's a beautiful fragrance, and it's perfect for someone who likes a little bit of a classic scent, and that Bulgarian rose in here is sort of muted in the background. Really wonderfully done. You can get this one online for a really good price, and I think it's a 125 milliliter bottle, so you can just spray away. But you know, another one that I think was worth every penny from the Rochas is going to be a 2020 release that I got, and when I first got it, I didn't really think that much of it. But oddly enough, this 2020 Rochas L'Homme, I kind of find myself reaching more and more for it. It's going to have some blood orange at the very top. A little bit of pineapple and cardamom. You're gonna have some tonka, patchouli, the usual in the moss in the dry down. But really, the blood orange, the pineapple, and the cardamom at the very top, that kind of sit there. It's just a really wonderfully done fragrance by Rochas, and it's worth every penny that you can spend on it because I keep reaching for it. If I don't know what to wear, it's one of those fragrances that I reach for. So for me, this one was worth it. And of course, another classic one that was worth it, and it's still worth it, is a 2011, and maybe you've guessed it already, it's going to be the original Dior Homme. I mean, what a beautiful iris fragrance. You can totally rock this one, go out in it, date in it, wear it doing work. I mean, it is really beautiful. Well, for work, it might be just a little bit too much. It might be a little bit too sexy, but the 2011 Dior Homme, don't get it confused with the newer ones nowadays. Really, you got to go with the one that has iris in it. So don't get confused on that. Another one that's really fabulous, because I told you I was going to give you two from each house, that's really worth your money. The 2011 Dior Homme. Of course, you could go with the Intense, but the Intense is going to be more for evenings and date. You can wear this one literally all day long and be perfectly fine. You could wear this one as a signature scent and still be good to go, even though it's from 2011. I think François Desmarchis is behind this one. And of course, another one that's also really amazing is Dior Fahrenheit. This is a 2014 release. This is the Le Parfum. This one is absolutely gorgeous. This one is going to have some vanilla. There's going to be some rum. I really love wearing this fragrance, especially when it's a little bit cooler outside. And also François Desmarchis is behind this one. So those two are my choices. Each one of these is worth its price. 2011 Dior Homme and Dior Fahrenheit, the Le Parfum. But let's move right on to our next one. The next one's going to be a brand new one or relatively new from Givenchy, and it's Gentleman Reserve Privé. This also has a little bit of iris in it, or quite a bit of iris, just like the Dior fragrance. And it's going to be a woody iris with some amber. It's a little bit powdery, but it's a wonderful scent, and you're also going to have a little bit of a whiskey note in this one. It's well worth the money. It is one of the best fragrances that came out in 2022. Really a gorgeous scent. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit lighter, because this is a little bit heavier, for something for cooler weather, but there's another one from Givenchy that's an absolute stunner, and that is also a gentleman, but it's for the weather when it's a little bit warmer outside. And it is going to be the Givenchy Gentleman, and it's going to be the one in white. Now this is probably a little bit harder to find, but when you find it, it is oh so good, and it's worth every bit that you can get this one for. This is going to be a citrus opening at the very top, very sort of elegant, not quite as irisy and heavy as the Reserve Privé, obviously. This is going to be a cologne version, so a summertime scent. A little bit of Irish, it's fresh and spicy, got a little bit of powder to it. Man, this is so good. You wear this one, I guarantee you're going to get compliments for the money that you spend on this one. So for my Givenchy Gentleman choices, you're going to have Reserve Privé and the Givenchy Gentleman, the cologne, the white one. It's a beautiful fragrance. Absolutely love these two from Givenchy. My next one, we're going to go to Mont Blanc. Obviously, you're probably going to guess what the first choice is, but you're not going to guess what the second choice is. And the first one from Mont Blanc is going to be Mont Blanc Explorer. You probably guessed this one. This is a famous sort of smell-alike of the famous Creed Aventus. And let me tell you, you can wear this one all day long and be really, really close to the Creed Aventus smell, and for, you know, a fraction of the price. Now the dry down is going to be a little bit different, but this one has its own unique dry down, and it's almost as good as Creed Aventus. If I had to pick like a double or a clone or something that smells like Aventus, my choice would be Mont Blanc Explorer. It's worth every bit, but I have another one from Mont Blanc that I think is worth every bit of its price. And that is a fragrance called Mont Blanc, and it is called Presence. You can find this one online for a really good price. Most people don't even talk about this one anymore, but this right here is a wonderful fragrance with notes like cinnamon, there's some cardamom, there's some ginger in here. I mean, all those notes are very popular. Bergamot, a little bit of apple, and there's a little bit of sage, some heliotrope. I mean, this is a really wonderful fragrance, some amber and musk as it dries down. There's also some little bit of a woodiness to it. It's a fabulous fragrance. And when you smell that, it's got a little bit of a barbershop vibe to it, but I like that every now and then, especially when it's really hot outside. A little bit of a barbershop vibe is really nice. It's one of my favorite fragrances from Mont Blanc. This one and this one, great choices, worth every penny. Next, we're going to look at two Pradas that I think you could spend your money on it and feel great about. Of course, the first one on that is going to be Prada Luna Rossa, and it is the Carbon. Now, it is sort of Prada's take on, you know, Dior Sauvage. Dior Sauvage to me is a little bit overplayed already. I don't wear it anymore. I wear the new Elixir, if anything. But this right here, the Luna Rossa Carbon, it's got sort of a metallic sort of ambroxan undertone in it. It smells a lot like it in the style of Prada. Now, another one from Prada that I really adore, and you should try to get your nose on it if you can. It's one that you can pick up relatively cheap, and it is sort of a soapy fragrance, but it's oh so good. And I'm sure you've probably seen this one somewhere too if you watch these sort of videos. It is going to be Prada Amber Pour Homme, 2006, I believe it is. Man, this one right here is sort of warm, it's kind of fresh, it smells like a nice luxurious bar of soap, something that you would find in like a hotel, an exquisite, you know, 4 or 5 star hotel. It's really beautiful. It's a little bit denser, even though you could wear this one in the summer, but it's kind of nice and thick, very full-bodied smelling, even though it is a fresher sort of scent. You're gonna have some citrus, it's aromatic, you're gonna have a little bit of musk, some vanilla. It's really a beautiful scent from Prada. It's from 2006, a while ago, but you can still wear this one, and I promise you, nobody will smell like this in 2023. It is one of those fragrances that if you wear that today, you will smell great and you will get compliments with this one. Worth every penny. Another one that is worth every penny is one from like 1998, I believe, and it's going to be a Cartier fragrance. And it is going to be Cartier Declaration. This one right here is an absolute gorgeous fragrance. It's going to be a fresh, sort of spicy fragrance. It's got a little bit of a woody undertone. It's got a little bit of a dirtiness to it. 1998. Now, it is not completely dated, you know, like something that you could wear and say, okay, this is from like the 80s or something like that. This one absolutely is not. You can wear this one today in the summer and smell absolutely fabulous. It's got a little bit of a dirty undertone though, and that comes from the caraway that's in here, I would think. There's also a little bit of iris in here. There's some juniper. It's one of my favorite fragrances from Cartier. Another another one that's really amazing from Cartier is the Pasha collection. The original one came out in 1992. I have that one as well, but I don't recommend you getting that one, even though it's a really classic, beautiful fragrance. Used to be my signature scent back in 92, or one of them next to Carolina Herrera's. But I'm talking about the 2020 or relatively new 2020 Pasha Cartier, and it's the Parfum edition. And this one right here is going to be a deep sort of woody fragrance. It's going to be warm and spicy. I mean, if anything smells like a Pasha, this is going to be it. I can just see, yourself walking and wielding a sword with a big old beard and smell great on your flying carpet or something like that. It's really amazing. It's a fabulous scent. And this one came out in 2020, and it's worth every bit. You could wear this one. I would wear this one when it's a little cooler outside, not in the midsummer. In the midsummer, it's going to be a little bit too dense and too heavy. But it's a fabulous scent, sort of give you a taste of the Orient. Beautiful. Another fragrance house that I think has fragrances, or I picked 2 fragrances that are worth every bit of its price, is going to be from the house of Bulgari. And of course, it's the one that lots of people still talk about. It's a 2014 Bulgari Man in Black. This one is going to be a sort of spicy, woody leather fragrance in the style of Bulgari. I mean, this one is just fabulous. It's a great sort of fall and winter scent. Absolutely love this one. Many people wear this one. Many people talk about this one because it's one of their best creations from the Bulgari Man line. But if you want to get a Bulgari and you like that sort of scent profile in the style of Bulgari, another one that I think is just really good that people don't really talk about is one that's from a little while ago, and it is going to be Bulgari L'Homme. I think it is L'Homme. No, I'm sorry. It's Bulgari Pour Homme, and it is the Extreme. This one came out in 1999, and it's going to be a fresh citrus in the style of Bulgari. I mean, this one is just, it is so good. It's going to be a little bit more elegant. It's going to be a little bit more maybe of a mature scent. I don't think you could wear this one. I guess you could if you wanted to, but I wouldn't wear this one if you're in your 20s. It's not going to have enough sort of sweetness to it. It's going to be more of an aromatic sort of green fragrance, citrus, fresh, spicy, but it's really, really beautiful done in the style of Bulgari. So my Bulgari choices that are worth every penny is going to be Bulgari Man in Black for like sort of an Orient, spicy, fall and winter fragrance, and my other choice is going to be Bulgari Pour Homme, and it's the Extreme. I have the regular one too, but I do prefer the Extreme. It's just more of that goodness, worth every penny. And since we're talking about sort of spiciness and kind of the Orient and stuff like that, if you like it spicy, then my next one, I'm actually going to give you 3. Okay, I said I was going to give you 1 at first, and now I'm going to give you 2. And on this one, I'm actually going to give you 3 because they're actually that good. And it's going to be Viktor & Rolf's Spicebomb 2012, 15, and 21. But you know what? This is a great time for you to leave a like if you're having fun, if you're getting anything out of this at all. I really do appreciate it. Maybe even subscribe. And you can leave me a comment down in the bottom and let me know which ones do you think are worth every bit of it. I would love to hear from you. So go ahead and subscribe and like, and let's get right on to our next one, which is going to be the 3 from Viktor & Rolf. The original one came out in 2012, which is this one right here. And I like wearing this one when I want sort of the Viktor & Rolf DNA, but I don't want it to be too intense. Absolutely love wearing this one. Put a nice little dent in it. That's the 2012 one. Next one that came out was Spicebomb Extreme. I like it when I want to really feel sort of the depth of that spiciness from Spicebomb. Such a good fragrance. Most people actually really prefer this one. And then in 2021, they came out with the Spicebomb, and this is the infrared. I really like this one too. This is going to be warm, spicy. It's going to be a little bit sweeter. So if you want like a fruity version of the Spicebombs, then this one is the way to go. I think all of them are really good. That's why I couldn't make up my mind. My favorite one is probably going to be the Extreme. For these 3, you can't go wrong. My next one is going to be a Versace. Actually, I have 2 from Versace that I think worth every penny. And you can get this one. This is a fragrance from 2016. It is called Dylan Blue. Now, you can find this one at the TK Maxx's, at stores like that, all TJ Maxx's, Marshalls, every now and then. Not so much nowadays, after the vid, the fragrances sort of disappeared a little bit. So you got to look online, but you can get Dylan Blue for a really good price nowadays. And it's a really classic sort of blue fragrance. fragrance. It's also one of those fragrances that if you have a collection, this one probably should be in it. Another one from Versace that I really, really adore and I think everyone should have. And I think it's worth the money if you can find it. Sometimes they say it's discontinued, then it's back out. But this is probably one that you need to get your hands on. And it's going to be a 2013. And it's Versace Pour Homme and it's Oud Noir. I mean, this one right here is so good. Oh my God. Now this one, you know, people say it's going to smell a lot like, you know, Tom Ford's, you know, the oud wood. And I'm not suggesting you to go out and get the oud wood because this is going to be very expensive, even though I think it's worth every penny of it as well. But if you can get something close to it that smells close to that, then it's going to be, you know, the Oud Noir from Versace. You can get this one for probably under $100, and while this one is going to cost you way over $100. What I really like about this one is that it has a little bit sort of a yesteryear feeling. And it may be the combination of the bitter orange and a little bit of neroli. There's also a note in here called leatherwood, and combined with the synthetic oud in here, it really makes it feel sort of a little bit yesteryear. I absolutely adore this fragrance, and it's worth every single penny that you can pay for this at this point. You can get it for under $100, and it's one of my favorites from the Versace line. That's Oud Noir. Every single one that was in here is worth the money that you pay for it, I promise you. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and maybe even subscribe for more content. I'm glad that you were here. Until next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice, and I will talk to you soon.